There are times when we are constantly exposed to information, but we are rarely changed by it. We read, we watch, we listen, and yet nothing sticks. Not because the information was useless, but because we did not even recognize what kind of knowledge we actually needed. This is what I call the passive mindset. Welcome to today's edition of A More Excellent You, and happy New Year to all my new and returning subscribers. Welcome to A More Excellent 2026. Today, we'll be discussing something very important, especially as we go into the new year. We'll be talking about the passive mindset. What actually is it, and how can we overcome it? So let's dive in. What does the passive mindset look like? The passive mindset is the mindset that constantly consumes information without intention. It doesn't ask, what skill am I trying to build? What gap am I trying to close? What problem am I actually trying to solve? So when I don't ask these questions, when information or when the relevant knowledge appears, it looks ordinary, it feels optional, and because it's not identified as essential, it leaves just as quickly as it arrived. Now, think of someone who says they want to be productive, and yet they scroll past information about planning, information about prioritization, about time management, about consistency. They don't even know that they need this knowledge, that they need this information. So the knowledge they actually need never registers as important. And this is not because the knowledge wasn't available, but it's because they didn't know how to recognize it. You cannot value what you have not identified as necessary. So the passive mindset doesn't revisit information, it doesn't reflect on the knowledge it has received, it doesn't even apply it intentionally. So, how can I move out of the passive mindset? The shift begins with asking the questions: what do I want to achieve? And what knowledge am I missing for the results that I want? What knowledge am I missing for what I want to achieve? When you name the gap, then you start to recognize the solutions. When you know what you need, learning becomes targeted, information becomes more meaningful, and then growth becomes possible. Most times we don't fail because we lack access to information. We fail because we lack clarity and understanding on what knowledge we actually need. So as the new year starts, ask yourself, what are you hoping to achieve in this year? What knowledge gap are you going to have to close to achieve those things? What skills do you need to get to achieve those things? Do you know what you need? It is important that we learn how to identify what we need so that when knowledge stops by, we take it in and make it useful. Did you get here with me? If you did, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share this video so that more people can learn just as you have done. Till next time, see you.